To fear death, my friends, is only to think ourselves wise without being wise. For it is to think that we know what we do not know. Socrates. Death is not the greatest of evils. It is worse to want to die and not be able to. Aristotle. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Mark Twain. Though not a traditional philosopher, his words carry philosophical weight. For what is it to die but to stand naked in the wind and to melt into the sun? And what is it to cease breathing but to free the breath from its restless tides, that it may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered? Kahlil Gibran. Death is nothing to us, since when we are, death has not come. And when death has come, we are not. Epicurus. Our death is not an end if we can live on in our children and the younger generation. For they are us. Our bodies are only wilted leaves on the tree of life. Albert Einstein. To philosophize is to learn how to die. Michel de Montaigne. Death is the road to awe. The Fountain. While this quote comes from a film, its philosophical depth resonates with many. The dead cannot cry out for justice. It is a duty of the living to do so for them. Lois McMaster Bujold. Death is a stripping away of all that is not you. The secret of life is to die before you die and find that there is no death. Eckhart Tolle. Death is the end of fear and freedom. Epicurus. Life is pleasant. Death is peaceful. It's the transition that's troublesome. Isaac Asimov. For life and death are one, even as the river and the sea are one. Kahlil Gibran. I am not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens. Woody Allen. Death must be so beautiful. To lie in the soft brown earth, with the grasses waving above one's head, and listen to silence. To have no yesterday and no tomorrow. To forget time. To forgive life. To be at peace. Oscar Wilde. The idea is to die young as late as possible. Ashley Montague. Death is the veil which those who live call life. They sleep, and it is lifted. Percy Bysshe Shelley. For life is only death pending. Agatha Christie. When you were born, you cried and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries and you rejoice. Cherokee expression. Death is the sound of distant thunder at a picnic. W.H. Auden. To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. J.K. Rowling. Death is a commingling of eternity with time. In the death of a good man, eternity is seen looking through time. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Life is like a very short visit to a toy shop between birth and death. Desmond Morris. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears. For there's no risk of accident for someone who's dead. Albert Einstein. Death is no more than passing from one room into another. But there's a difference for me, you know. Because in that other room I shall be able to see. Helen Keller. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. Haruki Murakami. It is the unknown we fear when we look upon death and darkness, nothing more. J.K. Rowling. When he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. William Shakespeare. Death is simply a shedding of the physical body, like the butterfly shedding its cocoon. It is a transition to a higher state of consciousness, where you continue to perceive, to understand, to laugh, and to be able to grow. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Death is the dropping of the flower, that the fruit may swell. Henry Ward Beecher.